In the fitness world, there's a little bit of confusion between the pull-up and the chin-up. While there are a lot of similarities between the two exercises, there are also some key differences, and it's the differences that make these exercises important to add to your regimen. My name's Tim, and today we're going to explain the difference. So let's start by busting one myth. Pull-up and the chin-up are not exercises that can be used to substitute one another. In the same sort of sense, the lat pull-down cannot substitute a pull-up. Each exercise is unique in its own way, it can be trained in its own way. And that leads us to the next point, is that neither exercise is necessarily better than the other. So this video is not going to be like a pull-ups versus chin-ups, which exercise is better sort of ordeal. Instead, we'll go over the effectiveness and the importance, starting with the pull-up. So for starters, the pull-up is an exercise that a lot of people do wrong, and for that case, I'm going to make a video in the future describing a full pull-up checklist. The thing that makes pull-ups so tricky is learning how to pull with your elbows and to really drive the elbows towards your side as you pull upward. This is how you maximize lat activation in this motion. It's also how you maximize the effectiveness of the lift. Because if you just pull with your arms, you're really just going to be working the arms. You're not going to work the biggest and strongest muscles in the upper body, which are in the back. And another key component of the pull-up is you're not really necessarily trying to get your chin over the bar as you are with the chin-up. You're actually trying to get your chest as close to the bar as you can. This will maximize scapular retraction, which will also maximize the engagement and contraction you get in the lats. Pull-ups are arguably the #1 best measure of upper body strength, proportional to body weight, of course. So someone who's about 115 pounds in 8th grade will probably be able to do more pull-ups than someone who is 250 pounds and age 30. In fact, that's pretty much definite unless that 250-pound guy is some sort of Olympic weightlifter. So taking it a step further, how do you train in order to even be able to do pull-ups? This is where the lat pull-down comes in. And because your standard pull-up grip is just outside shoulder width, I would recommend you actually train at different variations when doing the lat pull-down. By doing this, you'll actually build up muscles that aren't necessarily as active if you just train pull-ups. But the more muscles you have activated and developed, the stronger you'll be on pull-ups. So what I do here is I go as wide as I can on the lat pull-down. This will not only stretch and develop the very outside portion of my lats, but by perfecting my form and getting as much scapular retraction as I can, I'm going to work the very center of my thoracic spine as well. Adding other little tidbits to your training, such as lat pull-down negatives or pull-up negatives, can also be very effective when strengthening the movement overall. Always mix up what you do in your training, because whatever range of motion or training style that you don't train in, you'll be weaker in. This is why it's best to really mix things up when you can to be the most well-rounded athlete. So looking at the chin-up, I find the chin-up to actually be a little bit easier than the pull-up. This is because there's more and better engagement of the biceps in this motion. A chin-up grip is supinated and a pull-up grip is pronated. Pronated meaning that your hand is over, and supine meaning the hand is underneath. And if you think about a standard barbell curl, a supinated curl is going to be a lot stronger for you than a reverse curl where your hands are pronated. So therefore, mix and match here. You'll still have elbow drive during the chin-up. You're still going to activate the back, but you're also going to get more stronger bicep activation. You won't have to rely so much on the scapular retraction that so many of us struggle with. So in my opinion, this makes the chin-up easier and just better for arms. And it's great for back too. This is why it's a great exercise for a day such as a pull day, as maybe the first primary bicep movement you do. Because in my opinion, the first exercise that you should do for a muscle group is the heaviest one you can do, where you can overload the muscles the most. So this brings us back to the lat pull down machine, where we perform what I call the chin down. Now thinking about it now, this is kind of a stupid name for it, because the lat pull down makes sense. You're using your lats to pull it down, but for this one, you're not really using your chin to pull it down. And if you are, you might want to fix your form a little bit. It might be a little off. But if any of you guys have a better idea for what to call this exercise, go ahead and comment down below. Maybe I'll shout it out in the next video if I like it. But anyways, when I perform a chin down, it's again to train this motion in a different sort of style. I always, when I do bodyweight chin-ups, use a little bit of scapular retraction to get myself over the bar. But with the chin down, you can kind of take the back out of it if you want to primarily work the biceps. And again, this is a really good way to overload these muscles. And as an added bonus, you can actually perform eccentrics very, very well with this one. Eccentrics being negatives. I tend to throw both words in there. So as a quick recap of what we just talked about, chin-ups and pull-ups are both important and effective in their own way. However, I feel like pull-ups should be the ultimate goal when it comes to maximizing your upper body strength. And you'll reach this goal by performing all 4 of the exercises that I showed you. And of course, you're not going to perform all 4 of them at the same tempo all the time. You'll switch things up. You'll go for super high volume, or you'll go for slow eccentrics. Because whatever form you don't train in, you'll be weaker in. So to be the strongest you can be, you want to train every single form. But it doesn't have to be all in one workout. It can be in different programs altogether. So that wraps up this video. If you guys enjoyed and you want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe. I cover a very wide branch of topics in the fitness industry. If you guys have any video you want to see in the future, be sure to comment it down below and I'll try to get to it as soon as possible. Also, if you guys have any fitness questions in general, be sure to comment them down below and I'll be doing a Q&A video in the future, possibly this coming week. And if you guys comment a question, just let me know that I'm going to use your username as well. So by commenting a question, you basically give me permission to shout you out. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for all the support. I hope you guys learned something here today, and I'll see you in the next video.